Welcome to my first tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a gorilla tag horror game like Scary Baboon or Lethal Ape in only like 30 minutes probably. So the first thing you do is of course Gorilla Locomotion. And then once you download it from the link in the description, go into it and you drag in Gorilla Locomotion, import it. Then you just wait. If you have stuff in your scene already, press ignore because it'll ruin everything. Then go to edit, project settings, and you go to XR plugin management, install. Then you just wait, and then once it finishes, you go to open XR. Then around 30 seconds later, it'll show up this. Then you want to click yes. And then it'll restart your Unity, but everything's okay. Just make sure you save. And then, now you should see some errors in here, that's fine. Just click fix all. Fix. It might not fix, I don't know why. And the reason why, actually, I think is because, you need Oculus. So click that, and then wait. Then that should be done. So go to Oculus, multi-view, multi-pass, click low overhead mode right there, check all of those so it's supported on everything. This multi-pass, then open XR, multi-pass, and then in this one, you want to click this, Oculus Touch. Don't do hand interaction, that's like hand tracking I think. And I don't know how to set that up. This, index, and you should have this much. Go to this, multi-pass, then click this, Oculus, Quest. I don't know if we need that. So yeah, just these two. That should be it for in here. Go to player, make sure this is linear, show that, dynamic batching, make sure that's there, ATC, make sure that's that, then scroll down. Click this, put whatever you want, and do that. It should look all like this. Make sure this is I22CPP, because with that, make that master. Faster runtime, you don't need to change any of this. And go to this, check that, uncheck that one. Then that should be off in here. Then go to this one, enable that, enable this. Up here, change this again, make sure that's I22CP. And yep, that should be all. If you click this, actually no, this one, I think. Splash image? Yeah, splash image. Make sure you put your thing in there for your game if you have one. And default icon, make sure that's whatever it needs to be. I don't need to change anything with these. Okay, so you should already have that installed in resources. I'm gonna go to package manager, Unity registry, search up interaction toolkit, you should see this. Now you want to click samples and starter asset sample. Then that should be done. Then you this, it should pop up, and go to presets. This, click add, and this one, click add, and that should be that. Then resources, gorilla, actually no, scenes, gorilla locomotion, and you should see your gorilla right here. Set that to floor, get rid of this, make sure you copy it, remove XR origin, paste on. Yeah, set that to floor. Make the camera this. Make that camera. Make gorilla. Okay. Yeah. Then you want to go to make sure that's gorilla player. Make sure you unpack this. Gorilla player, make sure everything is as it should be. it should be good. Yeah, everything looks good. Now delete all of these as you don't need them. And then you want to go to Unity Registry again, Package Manager, search up Pro Builder, install. And then once that's installed, you want to go to Tools, Pro Builder window, drag that over there, and then just make a cube in here. Scale that up a bit. Put it here. Yep. And Pro Builder ties it, and you Pro Builder window. And then flip normal, so it should look like that. Make it a bit smaller, however much you want it. I'd say like that. Actually, no, that's way too long. Something like this should be good, which is 4, 4, 4. And then in the description there should be some textures, which should be floor, concrete walls, and the ceiling. I'll tell you how to use those once you import them. Should be all of these. Make sure these are normal maps. All of these looking ones. Make sure you check those as normal map. Go into, so what I would do is drag this one just onto that, Control Z, drag this one onto that, Control Z, drag this one onto that, and Control Z. Then you should see materials for each one of them. See concrete here, where it says concrete right there, add the normal map. Yep. And you should see this, put that in occlusion. And now, once you drag it on, it should look like this. Now, for this one, make sure that's that. Go into here, drag this one into normal map, drag this into normal map, and then you should see metallic or spectacular, depends on what you are. If you are in URP, click the top right there, for spectacular, and there should be just one of these, and you want to drag this onto it, and that'll change like reflection. Me personally, I don't really want it. And you want to go immersion, and where you see color right here, you want to drag that in and set it to like 4, whatever you want it to be. And then tiles, of course, you need those for your game. Normal map, and everything should look like this. Now, here comes the fun part. You put concrete, ceiling, and you put tiles. There. Then, once you do that, you want to select all of these, give that concrete, select the top one, give that office ceiling. And what I would do, go into here and put it right there. And as you can see, now that's centered. Me personally, I wouldn't want it that big, so like put it like right there or something. That's just what I would do. You can change whatever you want it to. And there. No, and now you can just extend the map. Control E. The annoying thing is every time you do extend it, you have to add back this thing. Also make sure these are tile. Make sure that's off the ceiling, and as you can see, you only have to do UV editor. It doesn't really. Oh wait, I did it wrong. I'm stupid. 0.5. Make sure this is 0.5 for whatever you want it to be. You can use offset. Make sure it's accented. And then you have your hallway. If you are in normal Unity, like I am, you want to install whatever it's called, post-processing. Make sure you install that. for people using URP, you should have it pre-installed. It's called Volume. And if you didn't go to the Gorilla Locomotion scene, that's fine. But I just did. And you can change it, so there should be a global volume thing in there. It should be called that. You want to add a game object, add the post-processing volume is global. Make sure that's that. This might compile, so don't mind that. And click New Artifact, Unity, Alone, and you can change that however you want it. One thing, and you might be wondering why it's not doing what it should be, because you have to go to main camera, post-processing layer, this object, everything, and there, look at that. Now it looks pretty cool. And of course, you can go back to your game object, change the threshold to something like, I would do it like something like that, change the brightness however you want it. I think like something like that would look good, doesn't really matter though. Go into here, keep that how it is, get rid of this thing, set this to static, and in the description you should see a Google Drive called Bakery. Then you want to install that. You should see it here. Click import. Then that should be installed. And you want to go to Window. And oh, it's right here. My bad. And you should see Bakery. Window light map. Drag that over here. Make sure this is set to high, whatever you want it to be. Set this to that. Don't want it to be that high. And you want to set this to advanced. That'll give you more things. I'd set that to 2, RTX mode on if you can. And you should see ambient occlusion. Make sure this is 4 or 3. 3 or 4 is what I recommend. And that should be all of that. Also, what I would do is enable beep on finish, and then you want to make sure everything looks good. Yep, and press render. And so if it shows up with this, just press yeah. And we'll do like a little test to see what settings are best for it. So just let it do that. Click OK, and then press render. Make sure you press OK if it says save now, and just wait. Whatever I did, I messed something up badly. I'm just gonna set that to 2. Make sure that is 1. And also make sure you change the settings to whatever you like. This, actually, I don't really like this thing. I'd just get rid of it if I were you. And look at that. Nice, awesome lighting. And you can extend the map like you would. And yeah, it looks good. For tiles though, I would recommend not using like smooth. Make sure that's 0. Concrete, if you want to change tiling, which I would, change that to like 1, keep it like that, whatever you want to do. And look around, make sure everything's good. Yeah, like I said, if you need to change anything, set this to like 2 or 1, whatever makes it look good for you. And then, after that, make sure, play the game, test it, make sure nothing's broken. And then, now you want to install his sounds, it should be in the description. And you should see it right here, hit sounds v2. And you want to put it in here. Go to Gorilla Player, add an audio source. Audio source right here. Make sure Play on Awake is on, or whatever you want. Make sure that's 3D. Set that to like that, or whatever you want it to be. These, make sure you click both of them, drag them to the left hand where it says that, click that. I like to put it at 0.3. Make sure the cooldown's there, and then go online and find hit sounds and put them in here. So like for me, I'm just gonna use stone, and then you want to drag the audio sources, clips into here, and drag them all in here. For me, I'm gonna use these ones, which you can do. You see this little lock thing up there? Click that, select all of these, drag them into stone, and then unclick that, go like this, make a new layer, and call this one stone. And add stone, make sure this isn't a box collider, and make sure that it is in fact a mesh collider instead. And then just press enter. And then you should be in there. And now, why is it not doing it? What's that little sound? That's weird. And I think I know why. Make sure you put these, give it a sphere collider. Okay, there was an issue. You have to add a sphere collider. Make sure there's this trigger. And now, when you hit the ground, you hear his sounds. And it does vibrate your controller too. And right now, I think I've put that to like that much. Make sure this is 0.6 actually. It'll actually sound even better. You can always change it, but there you go. And yeah, that's how you basically do all that. Now I'm going to teach you how to add Photon. So, like you normally would, go to Package Manager, go to here, search up Plan 2. Oh wait, yeah, it's my assets, sorry. Plan 2. Also to find these, you go to Window, Asset Store, and search them up. Click Import, and then click Import there. Also, go into the description and add the anti-hand phase. Wait for this to compile for the anti-hand phase. See this? Click Skip. You don't. Yep. Then search up Photon. Photon Voice 2. Click Import, and then click Import. Also, go online and search up Photon VR, and you should see a thing for GitHub. Click it, and then what you want to do is what you want to do. What was it? And then you should find it. Put it in, and click Import. Also, if you have a player model, now you want to import it, and then drag it in. There. Set these, make sure they are your fur texture, make sure it's a fader. This, make sure that's your fur texture. And this, make sure that is your texture. And then you want to go to Resources, Photon VR, Player. Import text mesh pro and such. Then keep all those for this. Drag this under head. And make sure speaker is set to this. Lower the volume a tiny bit. That's what I do. If you want it to be louder, set it to 2D. If you want it to be quieter, set it to 3D. And then you should have your player model. Drag it in and make it the same. Make sure the head and the body are the same size and match up like that. And then once you do all of that, you want to disable all of these there, and make sure this is, and just apply all of your materials so it'll look better, just like that. Me personally, I like to make it a different color. That. Then, once you do all of this, make sure this, go to player name, remove this component, then go to here, set that right there. Scale it down a tiny bit, and there you go, that's your name. Later video I'll tell you how to add a thingy. And then you should have your play mode over here. Make sure you go to Window, Package Manager, Unity Registry, and Animation Rigging. And install that. Then that should be installed, and you want to go into this, amateur, go to this, go to this, your hand, and first go to this rig setup. Then in here you want to click empty, L, then R. This you want to give 2 bone IK constraint, and actually wait, no, my bad. You want to give this to your left, because looking at it from this angle, that is your right, that is your left. So actually this is supposed to be right. Then drag this into tip and click auto setup from transform, and that'll automatically do everything for you. Same for this one. Here, this one, which make sure that's your hand, 2 bone IK constraint, and then drag it into here. Make sure that's tip. Right click, auto set from transform, and there, just like that. And make sure that the target is set to left hand. And for right hand, make sure that's set to right hand, and there. Now, unpack that as you would, and that should be all from here. Then go into here, resources, Photon VR, prefab, add every single one of those. Manager, set this to, actually wait, no, first you want to download this from the description, anti-hand phase. Go into the Gorilla Player, click this one, so you know that one's left. So rename it by pressing F2, right? So give all of these anti-hand phase. Also disable the mesh renderer. And then for left, give that left controller in there. Left, give that, and boom. Right, and right, you do the same. Make sure that's the controller, make sure that's the sphere. And then manager, right, make sure that's the right. Make sure left is the left, make sure the max servers is 10. Set this to US, or wherever your main is. Set this to main camera. And then you want to go up and open a Photon server. Pun, set this to, I'm just gonna give it ton. And then you want to press create. And you should see app ID, then you want to double click it, and you want to control C and control V into here, then you should have that. Make sure this is a voice, name it Tut, and do the same thing and can control V into there, and there you should have that set to that, and then that actually should be all. One more thing, add tag, and tag. This makes it so you can actually interact with things. And give that hand tag. Make a new layer. Call it hands. And make a new layer. Call it body. And then go to edit, project settings, physics. Make sure body cannot collide with body, and hands cannot collide with body, and hands can also not collide with hands. So it should look something like that. Make sure every once in a while you click Control C. And then this, you want to give that the body layer. Yes, change children. Give this the hands layer. And you should be done with that actually. So make sure these right hand, left hand, then that actually should be all. Actually, wait, no, one more thing. Make sure buy rate is maximum. Make sure this says post-processing enabled, occlusion culling. Turn that off for now. And yeah, that should be all. Click play. Just click OK if it says this. It doesn't mean anything. And you should be in. What is it saying? Disconnected from server. Valid application ID. That's good. Hold on. Something messed up, but I fixed it. And also now you should have your player. Would you look at that? Moves with your hands, which is nice. Why is it colliding with the air? What the heck? Oh, that's why. Okay, I actually messed something up pretty bad. Make sure this is 0.06, not 0.6. Okay, then you want to load in. It's my bad. And then once you're in, that issue should be fixed. Yeah, that's fixed. And if you want to make your player brighter, go to lighting and make that higher. Now it's brighter. And yeah, you can run around your scene, make it big however you want it. You can import custom player models. Also, when you import models, make sure you generate lightmap UVs because it messes everything up. I have no clue why if you don't check it. And that should actually be everything. There is one more thing I can teach you. Import the scripts from the description, these two, and go to resources, Photon player. This animation, create. Call this something like left hand and it does not matter. Yep, this should be pose 1. Let me check something real quick. Yep, okay. Then open this up. Now, what you want to do, actually, first things first, if your hands are bugged for some odd reason, there's something you can do to fix it. Make sure you remove these, however, these targets, because they're not needed and it breaks everything and it blocks up vision. Make sure this looks like that instead. That fixes weird hands. Now, create new clip and call this one pose 1. Also, make sure, because your player models be facing this way, this is pose 1 to 3, this is pose 4 to 6. So make sure this one is left hand animations, the other one right hand. Wait, no, this is right hand. Whatever, I messed it up. Okay? Alright, pose 1. No clue why that happened. Well, look for this one. That is your main hand. And want to record the initial one. Open this up and select an end frame. Actually, wait, no. First things first. Rotate these the tiniest bit. Each and every one of them. Rotate them a tiny bit. Then go to like 40 or something. That doesn't really matter. And put it in. Oh, one more issue Unity has. Select both of these. Render update when off screen. Okay, this is making stuff so difficult. Okay, update when off screen. There. Go back to recording. And make the finger just go right on it. Doesn't matter how good it is, I'm just gonna speedrun these. So say that looks good enough, right? Make sure it's fast enough. I'd say that is. Could be a little faster, like right there. And pose 2 actually. Pose 2. And record. And then you want to open up this one because that's the thing. Record that. Just do these at the start to actually initialize them. Just like that. And you want to go to 30. Whatever one you like. I move this one to make it look a tiny bit better. Rotate this one like that, about that way. That This one goes there. I'm just rushing these, I don't care. And make this one pose free. And that'll be the final one, and that'll be the thumb bone. Check all this, make sure all that's good looking. And move this in, animate it, there, just like that. Do the same for the other hand, except name them pose 4 for the trigger, which is, in my case, this one. So that's going to be pose 4, that's going to be pose 5, that's going to be pose 6. Make sure it's undercase, pose 4, 5, and 6 for this hand. And then once that is done, you can go to the hands, both the hands actually. Exactly, this one. This hand, you want to add whatever it's called, right hand controller. This one. Set that to right, and there should be an animator on it. I don't know why there isn't. Animator, and resources Photon. Yeah, you should see it right here. Why is it being weird? Okay, whatever. It should say bone, whatever. Drag it into the Photon VR scene, click that. What you're gonna do, I'm going to here, click this. Actually, wait, no, click all of these, pose 4, 5, and 6. Make sure loop pose is off. Same for this. Then you want to go into this one. You should see all of these. Click all of them, delete, parameters, add float pose 1. Float pose 2, float pose 3. You should see all of these. Create state from new blend tree. Click it. Set this to direct and blend mode up there. New motion field, new motion field, new motion field. Set that to 3. Make sure this 1, 2, 3. Make sure that's 1. Make sure that's 1, 1. And yep, that should be all. So for the other one, which should be the right hand, I'm pretty sure. Wait. Yeah, for right hand. For left hand, actually. So for left hand, you want to make sure that, yeah. So say this is left hand animation, right? Make sure that's pose 4, pose 5, pose 6. Do the same as you did for the right hand. Pose 4, 5, 6. Pose 4, 5, 6. Drag them in. Make sure that's 1 if one says nan and it's crazy. Just go up here 1, 1, 1. And then make sure that's all of those. This one, which is left one, add XL hand L. Drag the animator in, click that, player, and then what you want to do is add a photon, actually, a photon, and photon animator view. But I swear, photon, and no, that wasn't being so difficult. yeah, in here, Photon animated view. Look for it. Discrete, 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 and that should be all of these. And once you go in game, you should have finger animations, and they should be networked. So that's all, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.